What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including a major WWE returning coming. The WWE boom period is over. A release star launches a GoFundMe with WWE wrestlers supporting him. Logan Paul was hurt on Raw. WWE fans go way too far. Liv Morgan stuns in rare appearance. Is Eva Marie coming back to WWE? The Bloodline story will never end. Prayers for Raven, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Now let's do the intro and get straight into our first story. Now, first story looks at a major WWE returning coming. Now, our top story today takes a look at the latest when it comes to the return of a former WWE champion. Bianca Belair has been out of action for an extended period with a broken finger, but it's now been revealed thanks to BodySlam Plus 5 Patreon that Belair could be returning at the start of 2026. Sources indicate to BodySlam that Belair's recovery has been rough, but there is a belief within the company that she will be returning in the early stages of 2026. WWE is hopeful for the current proposed timeline with the potential of a return earlier than expected. Fightful reported that Belair was in town for SmackDown last week in Salt Lake City. Belair's injury was said to be more complex than initially expected, as a finger break doesn't traditionally lead to this much time away from the ring. Naturally, due to the reports stating that Belair should be returning at the start of 2026, this has definitely led to speculation that Belair is going to return at the Royal Rumble and potentially win the entire matchup. This is supported by the fact that Jade Cargill is a new WWE Women's Champion, and with the established history between Belair and Cargill, a WrestleMania match between the two women makes a ton of logical sense. Next up, the WWE boom period is over, and many expected WWE's upcoming Christmas tour to be a key indicator when it comes to whether or not the WWE boom is truly over. And according to the Wrestling Observer this week, it's not looking positive. Things are definitely cooling off. In particular, the Christmas week advances, traditionally the biggest week of the year for house shows historically, look very weak. A lot of places aren't that much above what AEW was doing a year ago. Really, aside from the 4 shows left with Cena, the only number I'd consider strong is a Raw in Orlando over Christmas week, and that would be considered average by standards of even a few years back. Meltzer adds that without a doubt, the boom is over. Now, business-wise, this isn't bad because ticket prices have doubled in recent years, and in a lot of places, the expensive tickets go first, so gates are likely fine in most cities and excellent in a few. But these numbers show that the boom itself is over, so expect some big creative moves. These creative changes are really needed, and they're needed fast. WWE can't expect to charge substantial prices for tickets and deliver the inferior product that has been on offer as of late. Next up, a huge WWE feud revealed. A SmackDown is certainly in need of a new storyline at the top of the card, and it looks like we're about to get it tonight. According to BodySlam Plus 5 Patreon, Aleister Black is set to feud with WWE Champion Cody Rhodes. There's no news of yet in relation to what this means for Drew McIntyre, but it's possible that Rhodes vs Black acts as a TV feud on the road to Survivor Series. Next up, a release star launches a GoFundMe. Ridge Holland has been the talk of the wrestling world this week. Holland took to his social media pages and he stated due to his controversial WWE release, he's going to be unable to pay his mortgage. WWE was so angry with these comments that they moved up Holland's release date and found him in breach of contract. Due to his current situation, Holland has created a GoFundMe, and an extracted description of the campaign reads, "Help a father of 3 heal without losing everything, a hard-working husband, a devoted wife, 3 beautiful children, and a devastating injury that threatens to take it all away. We're reaching out with heavy hearts on behalf of a dear family in crisis. A loving father of 3 suffered injuries whilst on the job, injuries that have not only left him unable to work, but also abandoned by the very company he served. Despite being injured at work, he was hired as a 1099 contractor, meaning he's not eligible for workers' compensation, sick leave, or any support from the employer. Since the injury, the company has offered to pay for medical expenses, but no pay. Fans and fellow wrestlers have been extremely generous, as the campaign has raised over $8,000 at the time of this video. Names that have donated include Omos, Chelsea Green, who is donating $1,000 monthly, as well as Raj Desi, formerly known as Jinder Mahal, and a number of AEW stars including Nick and Matt Jackson. Now, this is really not a good look for WWE, as Holland shouldn't be in this position, and the common consensus from fans on social media is that WWE overreacted to Holland's comments when it came to his mortgage payments. Those who were criticizing Holland have questioned why he couldn't afford his mortgage, especially as he was on the main roster for a number of years and he even main evented a Survivor Series PLE alongside Roman Reigns. Whilst these questions are obviously going to be raised, it's worth noting that Holland took a substantial pay cut when he went down to NXT. It's been a number of years since Holland was making main roster level money in the company. Next up, a WWE release made it official. Now, just in case there was any hope that WWE may change their stance on Ridge Holland, yesterday they decided to make the release official. Holland was officially moved to the alumni section at WWE.com, and this was done within a matter of hours of the report surfacing related to Holland potentially being in breach of his contract. Whilst WWE certainly used to be a company that gave in to pressure from fans and the wider media, in the TKO era, this simply isn't the case, and it's unlikely that Holland is ever brought back into the fold. Next up, Liv Morgan stuns in a rare appearance. Liv Morgan is currently on hiatus from WWE due to a shoulder injury she sustained during an episode of Raw, but she made a rare public appearance at the red carpet premiere of Stranger Things 5, and her look definitely got the internet talking. Her sleek black dress drew considerable attention online, with fans reacting strongly to the sight of the former women's champion turning heads despite her absence. We also got a good look at Liv Morgan's tattoo on her neck, a tattoo that reads 11/21/17. Now, for those who are unfamiliar with this tattoo, it marks the date when Liv Morgan made her main roster debut and formed the Riot Squad. It's been heavily rumored that Liv Morgan will make a return at the Royal Rumble in Saudi Arabia, and she could be a firm favorite to win it. Next up, Triple H has been defended. Now, Triple H comes under a lot of pressure from fans, and some of the biggest business decisions WWE and TKO make don't present the game in the best light. Triple H's close friend Kevin Nash has come to his defense after Triple H was outright blamed for WrestleMania taking place in Saudi Arabia in 2027. Speaking on his podcast, the WWE Hall of Famer stated, "Paul was getting heat for them going to Saudi Arabia. He's the head of creative. He's not the business guy that picks the venues. That's not his job. It's above his pay grade." And Nash is always eager to defend his longtime friend, but this is certainly an instance where he's completely justified in doing so. The Saudi business decision has nothing to do with Triple H, and he shouldn't be taking any of the blame for those who are critical of the business venture. It's more the booking that is the shit show, not the venues. Next up, Logan Paul hurt on Raw. Logan Paul was a key part of this week's Raw, and according to the WWE Maverick, he was legitimately hurt on the show. When Logan was pushed over by Bron Breakker, his head ricocheted off the LED board, and it also turns out that when Breakker kicked him, he accidentally kicked him for real down below. Speaking on his latest vlog, Logan stated, "I don't know if you saw when Bron pushed me. I fell to my ass and the back of my head hit the wall of the ring. Then when they were kicking me while I was down, Bron kicked me right in the dick. That's crazy, bro. Actually, my testicles hurt." Logan is expected to be part of the War Games match later this month, and it's been widely reported that he will be part of Team Vision. WWE has also set up a personal feud between CM Punk and Logan Paul, so a world title match between the two is surely on the cards, potentially even at the Royal Rumble in Saudi Arabia. Next up, WWE fans go too far. Carmen Petrovic, a talent from WWE NXT, has issued a very clear message to some creepy fans who have gone too far. Now, while she appreciates the support and tries to engage with fans, she does not tolerate fans reaching out to her family or friends when she doesn't respond. In a post on X, she explained that she makes an effort to respond to her fans, but if she doesn't, fans should not attempt to contact her loved ones via personal phone numbers or other private channels. And then she warned those who will do so will be blocked. Now, unfortunately, this is another case of fans being just too creepy and not knowing their boundaries. Why the hell would you call a wrestler's family member? Next up, a shock WWE return coming. Could WWE be about to rehire the controversial Eva Marie? Well, Marie appeared on the Unwrapped podcast, and she stated that she's keeping the door open for a WWE comeback down the road.
I mean, I always keep the door open just because I'd be silly not to, you know? And I love performing. There's nothing like it. If you want to talk about drugs and alcohol, that's the biggest high. And you see it too in superstars, like they can't let it go. Sometimes it's like, hey, you should retire. But like you can't find that high anywhere else because
it's not replaceable.
It's not because
100%.
like the WWE universe is the best fan base. They're crazier than ever, but they're loyal too. And so to be able to walk out into 100,000 like people arena, where are you gonna get that?
Marie had two distinct runs in WWE. Her first run was mainly picked apart for a lack of improvement in the ring, and the second run saw WWE try once again to push her, but there was little improvement there, so they ultimately decided to cut her from her contract. Now, if Marie does return, then the best role for her would be that of a manager, as she's a heat magnet, and she knows how to get under the skin of WWE fans. They did try this back in 2021, but they couldn't resist having her wrestle from time to time, which naturally ruined any progression of her character and persona. Next up, the Bloodline story will never end. WWE has filed a new trademark and it relates to the Bloodline story arc. Yesterday, WWE formally filed for the trademark Tribal Heir, and this is likely linked with Solo Sikoa in some capacity as he was calling himself the new tribal chief throughout 2024. It's unclear if WWE will be revisiting the Sikoa and Roman Reigns rivalry, but they've been urged all year to leave the Bloodline storyline behind and explore something new. Next up, WWE is about to shatter records. John Cena's final match is without a doubt, if not the biggest match in recent memory, and we've already seen the demand for tickets for the show itself. Now it's surfaced that the 13th December Saturday night's main event special won't just make history for WWE, it could also be the largest arena-sized gate in pro wrestling history. Speaking on The Observer, Dave Meltzer had this to say when it comes to Cena's final matchup. This next Monday's Raw in Boston is obviously going to be really big. The week after in the Garden is going to be even bigger. And then the DC show on December 13th is going to be most likely the largest arena-sized gate in the history of pro wrestling. The WWE could have easily hired a huge stadium for the show. That's how much interest Cena's final matchup has obtained. It was said that WWE made the executive call to have the match in Washington, D.C. as they want political figures to attend the show. Names such as Donald Trump and Vince McMahon have been rumored, but it's not been confirmed if either plan on making a WWE appearance. And finally, prayers for Raven. Now, final story today shares a health update on wrestling legend Raven. On his new documentary, Nevermore, the former WWE Hardcore Champion discussed his health struggles, and he revealed that he's been diagnosed with multiple personality disorders. You're not supposed to know your diagnosis, but I happened to see it because I read upside down on his desk. So I just grabbed it and looked and saw what it said. And it said histrionic personality disorder and narcissistic personality disorder. But to me, it was freeing because I was like, now I get it. Now I understand why I behave this way. Narcissistic personality disorder basically is egomania. But histrionic personality disorder is a little more interesting and a little more twisted. Raven has already discussed his battles with Parkinson's, and this is something that is heavily discussed in the documentary itself. We want to share our best wishes to Raven, and we hope that he gets the support and care he really needs. But there you have it, folks. Our look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.